Hey everybody, this is Tommy, AldermanFarms here, and Patty and I are fixing to go for a little walk out in the what we call the pine forest. And we've had the girls segregated out for a little bit during all the bad weather because Patty don't like to think of them in the rain. And so we're going to bring them back out there, and we're going to go, I'm taking my Condor Parang machete to cut down some gumball stuff and whatnot. So why don't you come along with us? You know, there's something you need to think about when you're out here chopping little saplings down and you get to chopping them close to the ground. You have a chance of disturbing Yellowjackets. I don't know, Patty, see if you, are my wounds showing any? Can you see anything?
No, you can see it's kind of a little red here and maybe getting a little red up here.
You're looking through the camera?
Right there, yeah, you got it right there.
So,
but you can't really see it yet, but I mean, it's just red in this area, even right here.
Yeah, it hurts like the dickens. And I was chopping and suddenly I felt the one get me on the neck. I didn't feel the one that got me on the ear till after I knew immediately what was happening. And we took off.
He's like, run, and I was on top of Blue. I couldn't run.
Yeah, so I dropped my machete over there where they were. I don't know where they came from. And
the ground.
Luckily, well, I mean, I didn't see the spot they came from. And I had one stuck here on the bill of my cap. And so I was able to identify that it was a Yellowjacket. So now we got to slip around over there and see if they're still disturbed.
You do.
I do.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I almost brought my EpiPen with me too.
Yeah, so I got to go see if I can get my machete, and then we'll see how I feel, whether or not we terminate this exercise or just go another way. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, what are the chances of getting on another one?
I don't know, but I'm going to stay back behind you.
I'm not going to chop at the ground anymore either. How about that?
Good deal.
All right, I don't know how to zoom this thing in. I don't think I can zoom it in. Maybe I can do it in the editing room, but right in the center of the screen, there's a little skinny pine tree. Well, on the left side of your screen, there's a, I don't know, 6-8 inch pine tree. Then right in the middle of the screen is a little skinny pine tree. About 3 feet to the right of it's another 6 to 8 inch pine tree. Well, right in between them, there's you can see the split remains of a sapling I had chopped down. And at the base of that is my machete, and it is swarmed right now with Yellowjackets. They're all over it. So there it will lay. Come back, Blue. Here. Blue, no. Good boy. Alright, so I wish I could get close enough to show you, but I can't, and I'll have to come get my machete another day. Or maybe tonight. Or maybe I'll just buy another one. Let them have that one. Well, so after that little adventure, we've got a change of plans. We ain't chopping nothing because the Yellowjackets now own my machete for a while. So instead, we're just going for a walk, a nature walk. On our natural trail that the animals have made. It's really cool to see. I mean, we don't have any before footage, so it's hard for you to understand what we're seeing. We haven't been out here, and Patty thinks it's been 6 months. I think it's been more like 3, but it's been months. And the animals just have it so clear under here because the goats especially are, you know, they don't stay on a trail all the time, and they're looking for little things to nibble, and they found a bunch, and so they've cleared out this land tremendously. So it's Patty's really excited about that we've got bike trails, really, that we could ride our bikes on. In fact, that's what we were doing when I found the Yellowjacket nest. Was, huh?
This is a nice worn down trail.
Yeah, this is a nice worn down trail right here.
It's the first time we've been on this trail, you know.
No, no, because that's where that black plastic is.
Oh, okay.
We don't know where that black visqueen came from. It could have been from our kids years ago having a campsite right here. I'm not sure. But
to me, I think somebody had a campsite, but I prefer to think it was our kids.
Yeah.
I want to stay on the trail. Why are you doing that?
Well, because I was just going to show you. I was going to deviate far enough off to point the camera over this way. In that direction, about 50 yards, is where Big Mama had her litter of piglets.
Yeah, I remember us looking for them.
Yeah. All right, so we're just going to see where the trails take us. You're going to follow this one over here. It looks pretty big. The problem now with coming out here wanting to follow trails is there's so many. They've got, there's the Alderman family cemetery right out there through the
see the green
you
grass.
see the green grass on the edge of the woods. And so, you know, it's like, which trail do you pick? Because early on, they only had a handful of really defined trails that went to certain places, you know, different quadrants of the property. It's about 26 acres, I think. Didn't we say 25?
Yeah.
And but now they've got all kind of little ancillary trails. So I think it'd be fun to set my GPS thing on my phone one day and try to map them.
I think it'd be fun to set up the
There's
that deer camera thing.
we may have some pine beetles.
Yeah.
See this little dead pine tree and that little dead pine tree?
Well, I see.
I see those two. Uh-oh, that one right there.
Oh yeah.
So we may have some pine beetles. Anyway, we'll check back in with you in a little bit. So we're standing on the far power line. I say far in reference to our house. So we're almost as far away from our house on this piece of property as you can be. And there's this little strip of woods right here that's behind Patty. That's between between the power line, the right-of-way, and the road out there. And Patty wanted me to point out to you how amazing it is that you can see through that, because
And you can all the way down.
all the way down, yeah. And the goats have done that. You can see, in a way, it almost looks like a flood line that we would see down in Bayou Pigeon. You know how there's just a mark where the water had gotten up to so high in the bayous, because it's just almost a straight line through there. But they've really done a job. And as thick as this stuff is in here, you can still see through it. You can see daylight through it, and that hadn't always been the case. You couldn't walk through here, and now you can. And so we just love it, you know, because it gives the property almost like a park-like quality. When you're walking in the woods, just like you're walking in a public park.
Yeah, because I mean, all the undergrowth is gone. I mean, and you know, we've had to. And the reason Tommy was chopping stuff is because, of course, you know, there was stuff leading down like this. The animals could all get under it, but he was chopping that kind of stuff away from the main path. You know, so but you know, it's really cool. It's really cool how they have really just cleaned it up.
Yeah, and I was going to come over here and chop down a couple of these.
Yeah,
Sweet gum trees, gumball trees or sweet gum trees.
They love this.
They love it. It's like crack cocaine.
And their breath smells so good after they eat on it. They smell really good.
Yeah. But the Yellowjackets had other things in mind, and they had took possession of my machete.
These are fairly big too, really. I mean, you could just bring your chainsaw.
Yeah, I probably need to bring a chainsaw over here. You know, in a way, I hate to cut them all down because.
Well, they'll bush back out at the bottom. Though.
That's true. That's true. I'll cut them. Yeah, they do because you can't kill them. They're almost impossible to kill.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea to come back with the chainsaw, and it would just boop, boop, you know, just go right down.
Yep.
From the road, I didn't realize these were so big. You know.
Yeah, they're pretty good size.
I mean, you know. I can't wrap my hand around it.
And especially at the bottom.
Yeah, especially at the bottom. Probably take 2 hands. So.
All right. Let's go show them the damage to the fence. So, we're coming to show you where this pine tree fell. I guess because it's just been so wet. I don't know, that pine tree looks like it might have been rotted right there. I can't quite tell, but... And wouldn't you know, that sucker fell right on top of that T-post, drove it in the ground, bent the fence down.
This ain't all that trash
Huh?
on the ground either.
Yeah, if you see any trash on the ground, we didn't put it there. People riding by decided to throw it, so I've yet to get over here and fix this fence. I'll do it hopefully, maybe next week, but we have to regularly take rounds. We didn't put goat fence up on this property because it would have, we wanted to, but it would have added so much to the price.
Well, we're regretting that decision.
Yeah, we're regretting it because we really have to take a loop around the property just about once a day.
Oh, yeah, we always have to take a head count.
So, Blue, here. No. So we have to come down here.
Blue's trying to lick her to death. Blue, no. It's, you know, she could have turned her head herself and got out, but for whatever reason,
They just can't
she don't do
figure
it.
out. And Blue likes to help, but he
oh, and
does
poor
not.
thing, she's probably standing at ants.
Yeah. No,
No, I only see like one, so maybe
she
not.
was stretched up high though.
Yeah.
Also need to come through here and probably spray salt water
Yeah.
all along the outside of the fence.
Well, the grass isn't greener on the other side.
Yeah, that's
Look.
right.
Blue!
Blue, come here. Eh. All right, we got to go catch the dog. This is the other power line, the near power line, that runs from...
You can see the road.
You can see the road through that. That was also just so thick. That's the little Antioch Primitive Baptist Church that sits on 3 acres of land that my great-great-granddaddy carved out for him. And so the power line runs along from there, and you can see that's our road out there. Our house would be on further down to the left of your screen, but the road is out there in front of where you see that haykeeper. But again, like Patty said, you know, there's no way that you could see through this. It was a tangled, thick, impenetrable mess. But after the goats have been in here for quite some time now, they've whittled it down. They've still got plenty to eat. You know, you're talking about 25 acres. Imagine 25 acres, and every so often you got these little buds out here. Not every so often, I mean, they're everywhere. Well, that's all sustenance for the goats. So they've actually, you know, even though they've got a lot of it, watch, you be able to see a car go by. You could never see that before. But the goats still have plenty to eat because there's 25 acres of little new growth like that, and they stay out in it, and they look great. What happened? I just stepped in a hole. So we're back up to the house. We've caught up with all the goats, most of the pigs, and just got a call from one of the neighbors wanting to know if we had a push lawnmower that they could borrow, and Patty said no, but I got a husband you can borrow that has a 0 turn. So looks like that's what I'm going to be doing the next few minutes, is go and serve the neighbors and cut the yard for them. It's not a big yard. It's a young single mom who lives by herself now. And, you know, it won't take but just a little while with that mower because it'll eat. But anyway, so I guess it really wasn't much of a tour. I'll have to wait till tonight sometime or some other day to go reclaim my machete from the Yellowjackets. Because right now they own it. Now they can have it. My neck is killing me. Patty said you can't hardly see nothing where it got me, but
I hadn't looked lately, though.
she hadn't looked. Says she hadn't looked lately. Got me on my neck, base of my neck, base of my skull back there, and on my Frankenstein ear. But it was near the top of the ear, not down where the scar was. I bet that would have really lit me up. So, still hurts, but it's not hurting as bad as it did. And
Hey, that pig's pregnant.
who?
That female right there.
Big Polly or whatever? She might be. She looks good though. All right.
Hey, tell her we've been.
Wait, you tell her. Patty got to tell y'all something.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say since we couldn't be chopping stuff, we've been cleaning up. Look.
Yeah.
Way over the fence.
Yeah.
Beer bottles. So.
They're not
and
our
glass,
beer bottles.
Glass beer bottles at that for my animals to break and cut
Yeah.
themselves.
I don't know why people do that, but they ride along the road and just throw trash over the fence and throw it in, but
So.
what are you gonna do? Just pick it up.
Frustrating.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time.